Howdy folks, and welcome back to Subnautica below. I almost forgot what the name of the game was there. Subnautica, I was going to say Elite Dangerous. Relax kids, I'm a professional. I do this for a living. Let's try that again. Howdy folks, and welcome back to Subnautica Below Zero with the mighty Jingles. Hope you're all having a good weekend. And where last we left our intrepid heroine, we just crafted the first depth upgrade for our sea truck, which allows us to take it down to a depth of 300 entire meters before suffering structural failure and imploding on us. However, the problem there is that, sure, we can take the sea truck down to depths of 300 meters, but without a rebreather, I am smashing through my extremely limited oxygen supply and can only really leave the sea truck for the briefest of exploration trips. The reason rebreathers are great is because, believe it or not, whenever you inhale air, you only actually use around about 20% of the oxygen that you inhale. The rest is expelled as carbon dioxide. What a rebreather does is it captures that carbon dioxide and filters the oxygen back out of it, allowing you to rebreathe it, vastly extending the effectiveness of your air supply. So, yeah, being able to take the sea truck down to depths of up to 300 meters is definitely a good thing. But without a rebreather, when I'm at that kind of depth, well, it's a chore, because I'm basically driving the sea truck around, spotting something that I like the look of, hopping out, picking it up, hopping back in. There's very limited extended exploration time. By the same token, if I'm driving around at depths approaching 300 meters and I spot something down below me that I might want to go and take a look at, I obviously can't take the sea truck down there, so I have to get out and swim. And without the rebreather, that gives me an extremely limited window of opportunity to actually be able to pick up anything useful. So basically, I really need a rebreather. Once you have that first upgrade for your sea truck though, you're probably going to want to begin by exploring this area down here, the deep twisty bridges. If you can't figure out why they're called the twisty bridges, well, just look around you, because down here, amongst other things, you're going to find expansions for the sea truck. And this very handily illuminated PDA,
warning, passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased,
contains the details.
On a cracker. Saw me. Managed to eject the cargo modules and hide. Sitting here with the lights off, sweating through my shirt. I'm not gonna get pooped out of the back end of a sea monster to save Alterra some money. Manuel not going to be happy. Not one bit.
So apparently Fred ejected some sea truck modules in order to escape something down here in the deep twisty bridges. Now, as you can see, this goes a lot further down than 300 meters. So in order to explore this area further, I'm going to have to either get the second depth upgrade for the sea truck or go swimming. And since I can guarantee you that any materials required for the second depth upgrade are probably going to be down here, that means I'm going to have to go swimming. And there's something down here that caused Fred, whoever Fred was, to eject his cargo modules and run off screaming and hiding. Oh my god, it's a squid shark. Well, that answers that. Oh shit, yeah, there are other hazards down here. You see all of these red tentacles? Yeah, not all of them are plants. Like this broken mandrake here. Some of them are snurglies that have evolved to look like plants. And in fact, a bit more like trapdoor spiders. You're casually swimming around thinking, oh, there's nothing down here but all of these broken mandrake plants, and then suddenly this snurgly whips a red tentacle out, grabs you and tries to drag you in and eat your face. So there's that. There are gel sacks down here though. I haven't yet found a use for gel sacks, but I know that in the original game they were a component of some fairly advanced materials, so we'll take them. But what I'm really looking for down here are rubies. I've found a source of diamonds already, but I'm going to need rubies for the second depth upgrade for the sea truck. And speaking of which, I should probably get back to it because I'm starting to run out of air, and I think I've exhausted all of the oxygen plants. So Do not see me, Mr. Squid Shark.
30 seconds of
While I top
oxygen
up my
remaining.
air supply. Yeah. There's definitely going to be stuff... Oh, shit! Nope, 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 nope. Big fat nope. Maybe it's the lights. Then again, with the lights off, I can't really see where I'm going. It's kind of dark when you get down to these kind of depths. Alright, he's not chasing me up beyond about 200 metres. Okay. I can take a hint. Let's have a look around in the not so deep twisty bridges. There's got to be something around you. Hello, what's that? There's a platform over there. Let us investigate. Still below 100 metres. Still not going to be terribly oxygen efficient, but I'll last longer on my air tank than... Ooh, what's that? It's the rebreather. Well, of course it is. Well, I found it. That's going to make exploring down there a damn sight easier. Now I guess I need to head back to Fort Jingles and make myself a rebreather, assuming of course I have the required materials, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Do some quick repairs on the sea truck. It occurs to me I'm going to have to come up with some way of recharging the power cells on the sea truck as well. Fish are definitely not breeding that aquarium, are they? So, fair enough. I'll just drop them straight into the bioreactor. Although, it might be more efficient to get some external grow beds and just grow things like ribbon plants in order to power the bioreactor. We'll see how it goes. Right, rebreather. Wiring kit, fibre mesh and silicone rubber. Well, that's nice and easy. Okay. I can make the wiring kit, 2 pieces of silver. The fibre mesh just requires creepvine, and the silicone rubber, I think I might actually have some silicone rubber. Just checking what else I can actually manufacture. Let's get some beacons, because it wouldn't do to find something useful, not be able to fully explore it, and then not be able to find it again afterwards because I didn't leave a beacon. So let's just sort out my inventory. Titanium in there. Drop the copper off in there. Minerals. It's a catch-all term for my stuff like lead and lithium and so on and so on. There's the silicone rubber I'm going to need. Dump my precious metals. Gold. I don't think. Nope. No more silver. I don't have any gems left, but I'll ditch the quartz in here for the moment. Raw materials. Gel sacks. Yeah, crystalline sulfur. No, dump that in the chemical locker. Right, so I should have everything I need to make the rebreather now. Got the wiring kit. Got the fibre mesh. Got the silicone rubber.
The rebreather facilitates extensive free diving by recycling air more efficiently at significant depths. Breathe the freedom.
Lovely. And there it is. Okay. So, before attempting anything adventurous with the rebreather, I simply scoured the immediate vicinity of Fort Jingles for some basic raw materials to stock up on, and upon returning to the base, Alan suddenly decided he had something useful to say.
Have some important technology. I implore you to investigate.
Will this help us build you a body?
I do not know what we will find. I just know it is important.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Well, that's nice, Alan. But one thing that I'm definitely going to need to do first is make some more power cells, because at the moment I have a battery charger, but I have no way of actually recharging the power cells that power the sea truck. So I have to keep making new power cells every time they drain. This is obviously horribly inefficient. So some method of recharging power cells, whether that's a power cell charger, which I don't have the blueprint for, or the moon pool, which automatically uses the base power to charge any vehicles docked there, which I also don't have the blueprints for. So I don't really want to continue to sacrifice resources building power cells that I really should be finding a way of recharging. Also, on another power-related subject, while it's true that I could just swim around the vicinity of Fort Jingles and kidnap fish to feed to a much more efficient and much more humane way of keeping the bioreactor going would be to feed it decomposing plant matter. And to do that, all I have to do is build a grow bed outside the base, and that has the added benefit that I can also quite literally farm some of the harder to obtain biological materials, like for example the gel sacks that I picked up down in the deep twisty bridges.
Providing flavorful options for evading scurvy.
And here's how you maximise your farming efficiency. I have some ribbon plants, I have some gel sacks. I don't have enough to fill the grow bed, but I will soon. You transplant your existing samples into the grow bed, then equipping your trusty survival knife, you hack away at them to obtain seeds, which you can then plant in the grow bed. Typically you get at least 3 seeds from each mature plant, so think of this as investing in the future. If you replant the seeds into the grow bed, you'll get a 3-to-1 minimum yield over your original investment. So now to track down the source of that alien signal that Alan so conveniently provided us a waypoint for. To be honest, up until that point I was kind of wondering what to do, because I'd tracked down every other signal waypoint and was running out of ideas. So this new waypoint to some kind of architect technology is, well, it's down here somewhere. Now I've been to this area before, but I hadn't really explored it thoroughly. There are a network of caves down here, and a whole bunch of sea monkey nests. Now sea monkeys, at least in the early access version of Below Zero, were a colossal pain in the arse. They're not hostile, but if you're swimming around, for example, using the sea glide, or with anything in your hands like a scanning tool or a survival knife, they would steal it from you and swim off. But this kind of behaviour means that when you find a sea monkey nest, there's usually all kinds of goodies in it. So I am anticipating finding some useful stuff down here. The only problem is that most of these caves are too tight to navigate with the sea truck. And while they're not at any particular kind of depth, and even if they were it wouldn't be a problem because now I've got the rebreather, the whole area is such a complex of narrow twisting caves and tunnels that it is very, very easy to get lost and lose your sense of direction. So I'm pretty much going to be relying on oxygen plants to keep me alive. As you can see, there is no way we'll be able to get the sea truck down here. Okay, there's one oxygen plant. Another hazard down here is that there are lots of crash fish. Now those are the things that like to burrow into their nests in the wall, and then when you get close enough they emerge and charge into you and explode. So that's nice. Sea monkey nest here contains something useful. Propulsion cannon fragment. Okay. Ooh, and there's a sea monkey. Quickly stow my scanning tool. I don't want the sea monkey to steal it. Also a lot of geothermal activity going on down here, and those orange sacks, those are root pustules, and this, as far as I'm able to remember, is one of the few locations where you can get them. Although it was a long time before I discovered anything that they were actually useful for. Again, unlike in the original game. Oh, a sea monkey egg. Well, hang on. A laser cutter fragment. Okay, I need this. Like I said, there are lots and lots of useful things that you can find in sea monkey nests. Now, you're obviously getting the edited highlight reel here of my adventures in the sea monkey cave network, because I was down here for a very, very long time trying to find the source of that architect signal beacon. But because the oxygen plants replenish, like that, and provided you keep moving from oxygen plant to oxygen plant, you can actually stay down here for a significant period of time without running out of oxygen and without having to go back to the sea truck in order to top off. So after a considerable amount of time, and I wasn't at all sure that the artifact was actually in the sea monkey caves, but it is, and after finding a sea monkey egg, and the complete set of blueprints for the laser cutter and the propulsion cannon, the laser cutter I actually need, the propulsion cannon I don't think I have ever used, unlike in the original game where it's actually quite necessary to access the wreck of the Aurora. In Below Zero, I never found a use for it.
What you found is more than just an artifact. It will help me follow the traces my people left on this planet.
I'm glad I could help.
I know you would still prefer me to have a corporeal form of my own.
Well, yes.
If you continue searching, I may regain some of my connection to the network, piece by piece.
Alright. So, I didn't actually learn anything useful from that at all. I mean, I got the blueprint for the laser cutter, which I am going to need. I got the blueprint for the propulsion cannon, which I'm never going to need. But I didn't actually get anything from scanning that architect's water analysis station, or whatever the hell it was. So I'm still really none the wiser. I'm still at a loose end, and I don't really know where to go or what to do. Great. Oh, Alan wants to talk.
How do your people communicate if you are not networked?
What do you mean? We just talk to each other.
Do you not find that primitive? We exist as data. We are all aware of each other's thoughts and needs. Scientific endeavors are accomplished much more smoothly this way.
There's more to life than research, Alan. I can't lie. Work would go faster if I could read my colleagues' minds, but thoughts are private, and people have their own inner lives. People change and need space to think.
Space helps you think. I find that being separated from my network is very quiet.
What do you mean by quiet?
Imagine 1,000 strings, each playing its own range of notes, none louder than the others. Each one builds harmony, a continuous thrum in the background of existence. I am now a lone string in search of familiar harmonies.
I'll help you find them.
Well, I'd like to help you, Alan, after that particularly long exposition dump, but I still don't know where to go or what to do, other than make a laser cutter. I hope I'm not going to need rubies for that, because I still... Oh, right, power cells nearly drained. Yeah, I still have problems.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I still don't have a reliable means of keeping the sea truck running, other than just continuing to manufacture fresh power cells. I still don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, and Alan isn't really being particularly helpful. Okay, I don't need rubies for the laser cutter, but I do need more diamonds, and I'm out of diamonds. Aside from Alan moaning about how much it sucks to be him, he's not really been very useful so far. The thing is, this seems to be the way that Subnautica Below Zero works, and the original game kind of worked this way, but not quite to the same degree that Below Zero does. You're given some clear goals to go and investigate, and so you go and investigate those clear goals in the form of waypoints, either supplied to you by Alan or your PDA. And once you've investigated those waypoints, that's it. You're basically left to your own initiative. Now, that may be liberating. It may not, depends on how you feel about it. So, in the absence of any clear instructions as to what to do next, you tend to just go off and, well, explore. You may get lucky and stumble across something significant. You may not. If you don't, after a couple of hours of just exploring on your own initiative, the game will drip feed you clues to lead you to where it is that you're supposed to be going next. Now, how you feel about that depends entirely on how you feel about exploration games. Some people require and enjoy a more structured process. Some people just like to be left to their own devices. In Below Zero, there's a lot more of the being left to your own devices. Certainly more so than I remember in the original Subnautica. But Below Zero isn't quite as unstructured as you may believe. Because while it's true that often you'll go off and investigate these waypoints and, well, you'll find whatever it is that is there to be found, but it won't actually lead you anywhere else, and you'd be left like me thinking, well, great, now what do I do? But the game does tend to put the next thing that you're supposed to be investigating in areas where you're naturally going to want to go and investigate anyway, because, for example, I've just gotten an upgrade to the sea truck that allows me to go down to 300 meters. So whatever the next significant story point is probably going to be found in one of those places that I'm going to start investigating down to depths of 300 meters in my newly upgraded sea truck. So in that respect, while it may seem to the casual observer that there's a lot of directionless rambling and just wandering around in Subnautica Below Zero, there is, but you're kind of doing it in the way that the game developers want you to in order to find, on what appears to be your own initiative, whatever it is that's going to lead you to the next part of the story arc, if you see what I mean.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I keep trying to replenish the bioreactor with ribbon plants, but it's still happily munching through the fish that I stocked it up on originally. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, well, I guess, since the game is in no rush to tell me where to go or what to do next, and I've exhausted all of the other possibilities, I'm just going to have to do what the game developers appear to want me to do, which is fun, and go out and just explore and investigate. And at some point, sooner rather than later, the game will give me my next hint, and the story will happen. All of that coming up in the very next episode. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great weekend, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.